region's development. In this conference, I will first share with you the update news and our key points of these developments in our region, and after that, I will answer to your questions. On 28th February 2026, in the midst of negotiations between Iran and the United States, the United States, together with the Israeli regime, repeated its aggression to Islamic Republic of Iran by carrying out military attacks and violating the territory of Islamic Republic of Iran. On the first day of the operation, the United States deliberately attacks a girls' school in the city of Minab, massacring more than 170 schoolgirls. As you see the photos of some of them. Continuing its attacks on 25th of February, in blatant violation of international laws and principles, the United States assassinated the leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran at his home together with his family. These attacks began by the Islamic Republic of Iran, was engaged in negotiations to resolve disputes with the United States. The attacks by the United States and the Zionist regime on civilian sites, including hospitals, schools, mosques, churches, and public properties in cities, resulted in the martyrdom of hundreds of civilians, and these attacks are still ongoing. The blatant violation of international law, including Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the United Nations Charter, which is prohibiting the use of force against other countries, occurred while international organizations, and especially the United Nations Security Council, remained completely inactive, merely observing these crimes. In response to these attacks and aggression, the Islamic Republic of Iran exercised its inherent right of self-defense according to Article 15.1 of the United Nations Charter. Iran's self-defense, including attack on United States and Zionist regime military bases, was a crushing response to the crimes of these two regimes. As repeatedly stated before, in the event of attack on Iran from United States military bases in neighboring countries, the Islamic Republic of Iran would target those bases, observing the use of such bases by the United States in some neighboring countries. Iran carried out targeted attacks on them. It must be emphasized that Iran's attacks on United States bases in neighboring countries do not constitute a violation of these neighboring countries' sovereignty. They were solely acts of self-defense and direct response to United States attacks. Neighboring countries could not be an immune for our enemies. The important point in this regard is that, and it is our message to our neighboring countries, please don't be complicit in the crimes of the United States and Israel regime. The United States regime disregards the principles of international law, considers itself bound by no regulations, and together with the Zionist regime repeatedly violates international law and humanitarian principles. In a violation of humanitarian law, on March 2026, the IRIS Dena, a vessel of the Islamic Republic of Iran Army, returning from the multinational naval exercise Milan 2026 in India, was targeted near Sri Lanka waters by United States submarine. The United States President considered the targeting of this ship as a form of entertainment and fun. And with this fun, 104 unarmed sailors aboard Dena martyred. According to humanitarian law, attacks on the hostile party are only permitted on the battlefield, whereas this ship was more than 1,100 nautical miles from the battlefield and had no weapons or defensive capabilities. The attack on Dena, together with attack on the Minab schoolgirls, is recorded in the United States shameful record and constitutes a violation of the Geneva Conventions. Iran neither seeks war nor welcomes it. The Iranian nation is a peace-loving nation, and history bears witness to this. At the same time, we respond decisively to any aggressors in defense of our land. Countries that stand with the aggressors are, according to international law, accomplices in the regime's act of aggressions. I repeat my message. Don't be complicit in the crimes of the United States and Israel regime. Currently, the Straits of Hormuz in territorial waters of Islamic Republic of Iran has been declared a war zone. This does not mean the strait is closed by Iran. It is only closed to the ships of hostile countries. Thank you for your attention, and it is our point of view about the development. And if you have any question, I will answer. Yes.
Ambassador, now Sri Lanka shares a very friendly relationship with Iran, and Iran has also historically been a significant supplier of oil to Sri Lanka, especially crude oil, in terms of the oil. And now, in the event of the current ongoing situation, if this situation escalates in the future, Sri Lanka may face a challenge in getting the necessary oil supply, and even would have a problem in procuring the necessary oil if Sri Lanka goes into a shortage. In such a case, will Iran step up to help Sri Lanka out of the fuel shortage, and will Iran step up to provide the necessary supplies of oil to Sri Lanka in case of such a shortage?
Definitely, your answer is yes. Sri Lanka is our friend country, and as I told you, Hormuz Strait is not close to our friend country's vessels. Because of that, Iran always is ready to provide all necessities of friendly countries like Sri Lanka. And in any case, if Sri Lanka demands oil or any other necessity goods, Iran will supply and provide these goods to Sri Lanka. We don't want to see Sri Lanka in trouble. And nation of Sri Lanka is very esteemed and respected people to Iran.
Excellency, last week the President hosted iftar event at the President House. But in that event, we couldn't see ambassadors of Arab countries and including you as well.
No, as an opportunity to them to go and rebuild their capability and come again. No, we don't want to have ceasefire. We want to have ending of war with our preconditions that this kind of war will not repeat it again.
Yeah, Excellency, that last week the Sri Lankan President spoke with the Qatar President. Before that, Sri Lankan President spoke with the UAE President. But still, Sri Lankan President not talk with the Iranian president?
Maybe they tried, but maybe our telephone lines are very busy.
Also that Sri Lankan government still not...
I will try to make this connection if they want.
Ambassador, one more question. Now, the next supreme leader of Iran, Mujtaba Khameni, it is the not made public appearance. Sorry, the newly elected supreme leader of Iran, Mujtaba Khameni.
Yes.
He has not made a public appearance after he was elected, and as we all know, there are hundreds of rumors going around about his situation. Can you comment on that as well?
He had some messages in our New Year, and he's doing his job. Every day we have a new terror in Iran. One of our authorities assassinated with Israel and United States. So selecting the new commanders, the new authorities, all of these issues are be done with our new supreme leader, but for security consideration, we cannot have our supreme leader in public because they don't have any limitation to assassinate anybody.
Yes, Ambassador. Now, what is the current status of Sri Lanka's bargaining tea trade with Iran?
Tea barter is something that we have already started it, and we will continue if the situation of our ports change to the normal situation. We can continue, but right now, no vessels can come from other countries to Iran. But if the situation is solved very soon, we can start it again.
Excellency, I have two questions.
Okay, and you are the last one.
Yes.
Just
after him.
After.
All right.
Yes,
No,
please.
after him.
No, please.
Okay. And first question is about this Irish butcher, and it's supposed to move to Singapore. And what is your plan further? And what will happen to this ship again?
Yes.
And the second question is, what is the exact number of casualties in so far in Iran? And there is no official figures. I am not able to find out. In certain reports by UN and other media organizations.
About
And
Bushel,
the third question, and about Diego Garcia. And there was an incident that Iran has targeted Diego Garcia, the island. But in the morning, I saw a couple of stories that saying that it was not by Iran, but again it was a forced flight attack. So it was this.
Hayat geldi, bir başına. Hayat geldi, bir başına. About Bushehr vessel, yes, is going to Trincomalee, and we had signed a contract with the company to tow it to Trincomalee, and it is on the process. About the number of casualties and wounded persons, I have to check it again because I don't have the last number of them. But there were no more than 2-3 persons casualties. Wounded persons, maybe 3 or 2 or 4. I don't have exact numbers, but this is some kind of this number. And about Diego Garcia's issue, I didn't get a confirmed, as right now from my attaché, he didn't confirm also. I don't have any information because I don't want to give you, unconfirmed information. If you want to have a confirmed official confirmation about this issue, you can later on contact with our public diplomacy department and he will give you the. But right now I don't have any exact confirmed news about this. Yes, please.
Excellency, I am Shanaka Madhyatha from Parent TV. I would like to know one thing. Israel is accusing Iran of using cluster bombs into civilian areas. How do you address that? And the second thing, Qatar discussions which is occurring, happening today. What positivity do you see in this to end this crisis at this moment?
But I didn't get the first part of your question.
Israel is accusing Iran of using cluster bombs, and they say that it damages civilian areas. So how do you address that? They say that it is a war crime. How would you address that? And the second thing, how would you address? How do you see the positivity of the Qatar discussions with your foreign minister, which is happening today?
Yeah, it's very true that some regime, because we don't identify this entity as a country, state. It is a joke that this kind of regime, with the background of Gaza, background of attacking to any country, any person, he said something about war crimes. He knows something about war crimes. And no, we didn't do any forbidden weapons against civilians. We are victim of attacking towards civilians. These peoples are witness. 107 schoolgirls that they went to school to have school days. They never came back their home because of this crime. No, we didn't do any attack to civilians. We attacked to some infrastructures that maybe in these infrastructures, maybe some others wounded. We don't deny it. When they attack to our hospitals, we didn't do any countermeasure to attack their hospital. When they attack to our schools, we didn't attack to any school. If they have anything, let them say. They said that they have some school with a mina in Israel, that we attacked them. No, we didn't do it. We are victim of this kind of crimes. We never, and in our Islam, we are forbidden to attack civilians. Maybe they, for example, this is the picture. For example, United States armies went to one hotel. In this hotel, civilians are there also. But we have to target armies. We try to target armies. But in this issue, maybe some civilians had problem, but we never attacked any civilians' infrastructures and civilian peoples. It is forbidden in our religion.
For the Qatar discussions, are you positive about your foreign minister being in Doha and discussing about a peace or ending?
I told my friend, one of my guests, that we will welcome to any negotiation for peace, not for ceasefire. There is two terms: peace and end of war, and ceasefire. Ceasefire is a breathing room for our aggressors to go and rebuild, their capability and come again. We will not let them to breathe again and come back again and attacking again. But if they accept our conditions and preconditions, we are welcome. We welcome to any peace negotiations because we don't like to have war in our region, in our country. We are peace-loving countries. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for your being here.